So the last two videos that we looked at dealt with keying in a horizontal alignment and keying in a vertical alignment to use for a road in Trimble Business Centre. So the next step is to add the template to the alignment to actually get what we call a corridor. So basically a corridor in TBC will cover roads, but it could also be embankments, it could be pipes, or rather a pipe track. So there's all sorts of similar linear features that could be described as a corridor, but the most common one is certainly a road. So what we're going to do at the moment is I can see that we've got the alignment in, full 3D alignment. It's called Road 2, and I'm just going to create a corridor, and I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to call it Road 2. We're not going to deal with interfacing to any existing surfaces or materials at this stage. Our reference line, we'll cover that in another video. So we can just create the corridor itself, and you can see once we've created the corridor, the first thing that's asked for is a template. So the traditional way to deal with roads would be to just manually key in templates. So we can just say we start at chainage 0, and a fairly typical road might be that we just say that we go from the center of the road, so that's from this point 1, which is the road center, and we offset 275 at minus 2.5%, and we can give it a name. So we always recommend giving it a name, and we can say that's going to give us channel right. So this is pretty similar to what happens in Trimble Access, and we can see at the top of the screen this is creating the road surface. And then we can go from that road channel, and we might say that we're going to go to we're going to change it to offset and elevation. So we can say offset, let's put in just 5 mil. We could put it 0 if we wanted to, 0.1, and that might be top of curb. And we can just add that. And then we might go to back of footpath, so we can say from that top of curb string, I want to offset 2 meters, and this time I want to change it to offset and slope. So 2 meters from top of curb. Notice it defaults to previous entity. That can be useful, but it can also catch you out at times. So I always prefer to choose the actual entity it's going from, or the node it's going from. So 3.5%, and that can be back of footpath or verge, and we can add that. And then we can basically just go in and continue to do the same on the left-hand side. Shortcut to that would be we can just mirror the instructions by clicking at the top, and we now have the road built, and we can see the cross-section view in the template view down here, and we can go through the road chainages all the way through the length of the road. And we can see the road changing as required. We can change the grade on the road by entering a new template or copying this template and changing the grade. Or what we can do is we can actually put in a table, which is something that's new in concept if people are used to using Trimble Access. So if we want to show you how a table works, we can go into here and we can say offset slope. So we can just edit this instruction for the channel right, and we can say that the slope is actually subject to a table, and we can say that at chainage 0 the slope is minus 2.5%, and if we know that, for instance, at chainage 50 it starts in transition, so it's still minus 2.5%, but at chainage 70 it is now a full transition across to 2.5% positive. We can hit OK, and we can save that. And it's just going to, without having to put in another template, it's just going to transition between these chainages. So we can see here, chainage 70 and chainage 50, it's transitioning that element, and we can apply a table of slope differences to any element. If we could jump into the 3D view, we can see that we're creating the road surface as we're generating the template. So that's a quick video on how to key in a standard template. The next video will deal with the issues of using standard templates these days, and some solutions to that.